Well, one of the big stories going around is that UAE motorists will have to shell out more as insurance companies have increased their auto premiums. In 2020, the Insurance Authority announced a COVID-19 discount. Before COVID-19, insurance companies were allowed to discount up to 30%. However, it seems as though premiums could be going up. But to get more details about this, Sanjay Babur heads Cosmos Insurance. He's also the founder and the chief at bestinsurance.ae. We can call him the Chief Bestie if we want to, but he's also a friend of the show. Thanks for coming back in.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you in here. So, quick question straight up. Are premiums going to go up?
Yes, they are. Contrary to popular belief, insurers are out to make money, not lose money. So, at the present moment, the discounts were quite a lot, and the government was right to give some COVID relief. But now, let's face it, COVID is over. It's now time to give relief to some of the insurers.
But we also weren't driving our cars as much. So the risk was reduced.
That's absolutely true. But now the risks have gone up because everybody's driving habits have gone back to normal. You see road accidents all the time. I saw 3 just yesterday morning.
Does it excite you?
No.
No. More work coming my way.
No. So at the end of the day, driving habits have gone back to normal. We're back to pre-pandemic levels across the country, really. Mm-hmm. So insurers are losing money at the present moment.
Right. But, I'm still stuck at the first line that you mentioned, that, there were there were discounts given to the ones who were buying insurance. I just got my insurance in May. I never got any discount, and I have like zero claim history. Am I doing something wrong?
Well, number one, give us a call.
Okay, done.
Number 2, it depends on your car. It depends on a lot of things. You may be at minimum premium. Mm-hmm. So it depends on a lot of things, because there is a base minimum. They can't go below an X amount. Right. So there are various factors to it, really. But like I said, end of the day, at the last 3 years, 2 years, insurers have been losing money on motor business. Right. They had a good time for the first 4 or 5 months when things were quiet, but let's face it, for almost a year, traffic has been more or less the same.
True, makes sense. So what is the price hike that we're looking at? What should be the percentage, or what could be the percentage?
At the present moment, the price hikes are coming in very slowly, very gradually. It's obviously being resisted by customers and things like that. So this will take time, and it'll happen very, very slowly. It's not going to be significant. I would think it would be in the region of 8 to 10 points, but nothing really, really ridiculous that you're looking at doubling or tripling your premiums.
Right.
When it comes down to getting car insurance premiums, does it really pay to shop around? I mean, is it still that? I don't want to say we should be going to your competitors, but how often do people they get themselves into one insurance company and they lock themselves in and they don't even think to looking around to maybe getting a better offer?
Well,
just through convenience.
Well, through convenience is important, and it's good if you maintain history with the same insurer. It helps you in the long run, definitely. But yes, shopping around has its benefits, but then you have to look at the quality of the insurer, the quality of the garages that you're using. If you have agency repair, it doesn't matter, but then when it's not agency repair, it depends on the type of garages that you're using. So it's not always penny wise, pound foolish type of situation. You don't want to get into that where you save 10, 50 dirhams, but then you suffer at the time of a claim.
When it comes down to the amount of people that have claims, what is the percentage of people that actually have accidents and use their claim? So out of every 100 insurance claims, how many people have accidents that needs a claim?
It varies significantly from insurers, but more or less you're looking at about 40% of the customers have an accident.
Wow, so almost 1 in 2. 4 out of 10 drivers are involved in an accident.
Yes, somewhat. Some sort of an accident, yes.
Wow. Now, whenever we look at getting insurance, and the ones who are listening to us obviously have a car, they have to do it. It's an annual process. But most of us would not know what all to look for. Because it is a complicated thing to look at so many things and comparing, brands that are giving you insurance. And I'm like, first thing I look at, okay, what is the least amount? Who's quoting? Okay, this. Second least, this. Okay, now let's compare these two. Or am I going wrong? Or are we all going wrong?
Well, there are different ways to buy. There are comparison websites, obviously. There are brokers like us whom you can contact who will give you multiple quotes and give you a comparison between those quotes. So help you make that decision. There is somebody you can talk to who can give you advice and help you through that process. So it all depends on who you end up talking to. You can do it on your own, but it's a lot of work. And like I said, it's very technical. People don't understand what they're getting into or what they're buying.
Right.
So using a broker makes a lot of sense because they compare and contrast all the covers for you, let you know what's good for you and what's not good for you. And maybe you want to spend that little extra to get the rent-a-car cover.
Makes sense. Yeah, I mean,
whether you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it, all of those things come into play.
Yeah, because I mean, the rent-a-car cover, you know, when I was looking at my insurance, and I'm talking purely out of personal experience, there was a rent-a-car cover, and I added that. I mean, I tried to add, you know, how much do I pay to my rent-a-car company if I had to take it for a certain number of days that my car is not available. And I did the math, and it didn't really matter too much. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's okay, I don't want it.
That's true. That's up to you.
You
but
know,
it also depends. Like some insurers will give you 7 days, some insurers will give you 10 days, some will give you 15 days. They just say rent a car. You don't know what's the fine print below.
I find rent-a-car insurance, rent-a-car insurance, one of the most confusing products on the market. Is it designed to confuse you? Because when you go in there, you buy it online and you go, all right, I can get this car and it's going to cost me 250 dirhams for the day. And then you go to rent it and it's like, well, your excess is this much and you can reduce your excess by this, or do you want to pay this much and then the excess is this and then we'll take this much. And I'm just...
Yeah, well, what I was talking about is the benefit. If you have an accident, you need a rental because your car goes to the shop. So it's just a loaner that's given to you for 7 to 10 days. But what you're talking about is a bit different.
Yeah.
And there are various covers available.
Sorry, as soon as I heard car insurance, rent-a-car insurance, my mind was going back to how many times it confuses me at the point of sale.
So this is why you need a broker.
Yeah, very nice.
There you go.
When you use, I think of people that are using brokers for insurance. It tends to be only for the big ticket items, for home insurance or commercial business insurance. But really, you can get a broker for almost any form of insurance. Can't
You're
you?
absolutely right. You'll be surprised. The broker channel is the largest distribution channel for personal lines motor at the present moment. Even online is not as much as the broker channel, because you come to one place and you'll get 3 quotes, 4 quotes, and you'll get a comparison. A broker will help you decide what's good for you and what's not good for you. If your priority is price, he will suggest you something which is price focused on price, but then you will have to accept that there will be some drop in service, some difficulties at the time of claim. As long as you're willing to take that risk, very good.
No, you make sense over there when you say that, the broker channel is the biggest channel. Also because as much as, we've become technically savvy, everything we want on a palm top, on the phone, check our insurance, and there are websites that are available that'll do comparison and everything, I still need a human being to tell me, listen, this is best, trust me, this is better for you.
Exactly.
I
That's
need
really
that.
where we come in, right? And our agents are called besties. So they are your besties and they will help you find the best rates.
I like it. It's a very Aussie word too. To call it a bestie. Well, look, it's great to have you in here and really just to calm people down, because I think sometimes with insurance, people tend to get complicated and quite often think, when you look through the terms and conditions, it's overwhelming for a lot of people.
Correct.
You know.
It is. It is like
clauses, and there's an exception that insurance companies are always looking for a way to wriggle out of having to pay you for something.
Yeah, well, reading the insurance policy is the best way to go to sleep.
Well, it's a bit like whenever there's an update on the Apple software and the terms and conditions are there. Who reads those? You just scroll down and click.
Yeah. Well, again, that's where the advice bit comes in.
That's the importance of a broker.
That's the importance of a broker, because they understand the product, they know what works for you. When they talk to you, and they know the pertinent questions to ask you to provide you with the best rates and the best terms. And brokers are independent. So we're not affiliated with one insurer. We work with multiple insurers. So as a result, we're able to get you a better deal and a better price. And the better service.
Now, you obviously you mentioned that you're neutral to all insurers, but some insurers do have this notorious thing of trying to wiggle away, like Kitch mentioned, try and not give what's probably due. Does it happen here as well?
Yes, it's the world over. There are 2 types of insurers. Ones that find a way to get out of a claim,
Okay.
and ones that find a way to pay a claim. There are insurers, believe it or not, who are quite happy paying claims.
Wow.
Up to a certain level. It's cheaper than go to court. And is that what you mean? Just
No. The principle is to pay out claims,
Wow.
and those are the kind of insurers we make sure we work with.
That's amazing. I mean, I've last time when we were talking about an insurance company back home in India. I got in a little trouble and I had to make bunch of calls to get things sorted for my mum while she was in the hospital. We're still in process, by the way. The claims haven't come through.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other guys called when I was talking to them, and they're like, wrong place to be. You need to go to some place else, and I'll tell you who. So that's where I come from, where I ask you this question, that principally they don't want to pay you.
That's not exactly true.
Okay.
Although that's what everybody thinks. End of the day, it's a contract, and they want to make sure that they're paying within the contract. Now, a contract will have gray areas, and then it becomes interpretation. And some will want to pay, some will not want to pay. They have to have the financial position to comfortably pay. In my opinion, claims are the best marketing tool for any insurance company. If they pay claims justly and fairly and quickly, they will get business without advertising.
But how does one know? But how does one know that this insurer
You
is
don't.
exactly?
That's where we
That's
come
why
in.
you go.
right?
That's
right.
why you
That's
go
where
to
you
a broker.
Sorry, I keep on coming back to that, but that's how you go to a broker.
If you do want to go to the website, it's bestinsurance.ae. That's the place to go to. And it's not just car insurance, which we came in, but it could be life insurance, home insurance, travel insurance. Any of your big trips coming up, Neil? Get some travel insurance.
Well, yeah.
Should you just rely on the credit card, or is it best to get your own insurance for travel?
No, it's best to get your own. The credit card limits are, whilst it's great, but
For travel.
no, it's best to get your own. The credit card limits are, whilst it's great, but it works for Schengen visas and everything else, but it's not really enough. Also depends where you're going. If you're going to the US, hell no. If you're going to the Far East, maybe yes. So it all depends. And about travel insurance, you should buy travel insurance the second you pay your first non-refundable deposit, because you have cancellation cover. So if you've paid for a trip 2 months down the road, but you've paid a non-refundable deposit, if you buy the travel insurance right away, you have 2 months of cancellation cover. So don't wait till a flight or 2 days before the flight. Buy it as soon as you pay your first non-refundable deposit.
Well, that's
Interesting.
fascinating.
I wasn't aware of that. Could you
No.
please elaborate on that?
So travel insurance provides your regular travel inconvenience, which is during the trip, but it also has cancellation.
Okay.
So if you have, let's say, a bad car accident and you're not able to travel anymore, you will be able to claim back all your non-refundable deposits, all your losses.
Wow. Because I remember I booked in summer to go to a concert in Switzerland, but the lead singer got COVID. I didn't want to go.
There you go.
Maybe I might not have been
Well,
able to get
COVID
that.
probably would have been exclusion, but that's
Yeah.
the point. But end of
The
day,
principle is there.
The principle is there, and you should buy travel insurance as soon as you
So
pay your
the
first
insurance that comes through when you buy an air ticket,
non-refundable. Yeah.
that travel insurance, does that cover all of these things, or it's just a little?
It depends on
Read the terms and conditions,
and
Neil.
conditions.
You heard the man.
No, that's why I'm going to the broker straight, kid.
No, read the terms. But yeah, the standard product provides you with that, and that's very, very useful. So cancellation is something which is ignored by most people, and they always buy the last minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
you tend to think it's to affect you if you've got you get an accident and you've got to go to hospital when you're overseas, but it could be something happen to you prior to actually travelling.
Correct.
Sanjay Babur, thank you very much for coming in. If you do want more details, he's the founder and the chief at bestinsurance.ae.